Hi, love. President's Day 2023, and I'm going to continue with the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. It is quite magnificent, the best book in all of creation as far as I'm concerned, but I've been studying the Gospel of Mary Magdalene by Jean-Yves Leloup for a long time. They have it on Audible, and Magdalene was really, there's a lot of truth we haven't known, and she was really Christ's wife. And the book, The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, according to Jean-Yves Leloup, describes it much better. But I'm just iterating the Gospel of Mary Magdalene because no one really knows it. And it's going to be snowing and real cold as chips real soon. And I'm locked in, and I thought I'd share it with you. So enjoy the ride. Gospel of Mary Magdalene, page 17 and on. Go. And we're going to go into that she left the world with the aid of another world. Here we go. I left the world with the aid of another world. A design was erased by virtue of a higher design. Henceforth I traveled toward repose, where time rests in the eternity of time. I go now into silence. Having said all this, Mary became silent, for it was in silence that the teacher spoke to her. Then Andrew began to speak. And he said to his brothers, "Tell me, what do you think about these things she's been telling us? As for me, I do not believe that the teacher would speak like this. These ideas are too different from those we have known." And Peter added, "How is it possible that the teacher talked in this manner with a woman about secrets of which we ourselves are ignorant? Must we change our customs and listen to this woman? Did he really choose her and prefer her to us?" Good God, Peter. Page 18, getting the next one. Then Mary wept and answered him, "Peter, my brother, what can you be thinking? Do you believe that this is just my own imagination, that I invented this vision? Or do you believe that I would lie about our teacher? Good God Almighty." At this, Levi spoke up. "Peter, you've always been hot-tempered, and now we see you repudiating a woman, just as our adversaries do. Yet if the teacher held her worthy, who are you to reject her? Surely the teacher knew her very well. He loved her more than us. Therefore, let us atone and become fully human, anthropos, so that the teacher can take root in us. Let us go as he demanded it of us, and walk forth to spread the gospel without trying to lay down any rules or laws other than those he witnessed." Page 19, those 10 Commandments. When Levi had said this, they all went forth to spread the gospel according to Mary. Now, I recited that as good as I could, loves. It is the most magnificent gospel. It's only 9 pages. It's on Audible. It's on YouTube. And the Gospel of Mary Magdalene identifies not only the history and the ancient Judaic laws. For just a few fun facts, Jesus started teaching in the temples at 12 when he got lost for those 3 days. Imagine poor Mary and Joseph, how they had to be beside themselves. And Jesus said, "Well, I was right here doing my Father's work. You should have known." But anyway, Jesus was 12 when he was teaching in the temples. Now, according to ancient Judaic law, in order to teach in the temples, you had to be married. Right. It's in the law. Look it up. Do your homework. Now, Jesus and Mary Magdalene had their bar mitzvahs in the girls' version of bar mitzvah at 13. And I believe, this is me, because Leonardo da Vinci, see, I'm still a work in progress. I still jack up my lines. That's okay. Leonardo depicted at the Last Supper, is that Michelangelo? It was not Leonardo. Anyway, that empty space where Magdalene, they showed the Holy Grail, the vessel. And you couldn't teach in the Jewish temple unless you were married. And I believe the wedding at Cana was Mary Magdalene's and Christ's wedding. Because they saved the best for last, the best wine for last. And it was the first miracle Jesus did. He did it for his mama. And I think that was beautiful. And the Gospel of Mary Magdalene really enlightens us to our inner connection with God, and not to be misled by those who say it's in this church, or it's in that church, or it's in that religion or that religion. For Jesus is, and God is within us, and we have a direct connection. And praying and seeing in the imaginal, not to imagine it or to use your imagination, but to visualize the prayer, to try to see the prayer. Like, for example, for me, I try to see the Our Father. I taught this for my CCD. And when I do the Our Father in my mind, I say, Our Father, and I picture what God looks like just to me, okay, as I see him, who art in heaven, and then I envision what I see heaven to be. Hallowed be thy name, and I see Yahweh, Jehovah, Krishna, Allah, Abba, Father, great-great-grandfather. I see his name in many ways. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, and I see heaven come into earth. Thy will be done. And I see the hand of God over earth, on earth as it is in heaven. And I see the hands of God under heaven. Give us this day, and I think about every cool thing I got to do that day. I maybe met a new friend, or I got to help someone, or something good, really great happened to me. All the good things that happened that day. You got to hug someone you love. I'm grateful for that day. Give us this day our daily bread. Now, the bread could be the Word of God, or everything you get to eat, because you never know when you're not going to have it, sweet. So then I would think about everything I got to eat that day, maybe sharing the Word of God. That's great. And forgive us our trespasses. And I would do a very thorough inventory. What did I do today to maybe hurt somebody? Did I step in the poo-poo today? Did I do a doo-doo? Did I have a bad day and take it out on somebody? Well, that's stepping in the poo-poo in a weird kind of way. Yeah, taking it out on somebody, that's never good. And, and that is stepping in the poo-poo, let alone breaking the 10 commandments, which Jesus witnessed. Those were the laws he was talking about, the 10 commandments. Don't change them. Don't change a thing. And what did they do? They changed the Sabbath to Sunday. Yeah, and they weren't supposed to do that. Anyway, the 13th commandment, do a good do. Try not to step in the poo-poo. And when you do, because you're human and you're going to, well, try to make amends, make it right, pay it forward, and scrape the poo-poo off your shoe, because the 10 were too many, and the 2 were just too great. So God told me, hey, lovely, will you please deduce the 10 to the 2 to the 1 for me, and just make it, do a good do, try not to step on or in the poo-poo, please. But they're human and they're going to. So just please tell them to scrape it off their shoe before they come to, call on me and, stick at my house like yeah. Anyway, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. So, forgive us our trespasses. It makes it a lot easier to forgive somebody else, doesn't it? When you look at your own chips. Yeah. As we forgive those who trespass. And lead us not into temptation. God help us. But deliver us from evil. Yeah, please protect us, for thine is the kingdom. And I see heaven again, and the power, and I see God as lightning, and the glory, and then I see the glory of God, his light, rainbow warriors, tribe of light, shining through heaven, and the glory of God forever and ever. So I'm glad I got to share the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. I hope you enjoy it, and maybe some of the commentary, but definitely look it up on Audible, YouTube, The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and Judas Iscariot. But most of all, bless you, bless you, bless you, lovelies.